When it comes to sexual deviation, my take has always been the same, which is you could do whatever you want. The question is not, is it okay or not okay? Remember what I've always said, that Christianity is not about morality. It's not about what's right and wrong. I know that in New Testament, Paul only says, be careful not to get involved with sexual immorality. I wish Paul would go into details about that. Some people say it's a homosexual relationship. Some people say it's something else. As a Christian, I was taught, well, when it comes to sex, it's between you and your wife. Everything else is sexual deviation. If you really believe that, how does that help? Christians don't commit adultery. They don't masturbate. Aren't there many Christians who are gay? To say that it is wrong is not going to help people to change. So I always go back to the fact you could do whatever you want because you're as perfect as you can be today. Jesus Christ saved you from all the sins of the past, present, and the future. So to me, sin is not the problem. Faith is the problem. You can't think about to be sexually pure, I have to be perfect. That could be your goal, but good luck. There's no way. What about you look at another? What about pornography? What about masturbation? What about all these different things? You could brag about the fact that you never masturbated before, but have you thought about masturbating? You look at another woman in a different way. Everybody is guilty. As Jesus Christ said, if you have broken the least of the law, you have broken everything. So to tell somebody, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, is not helping anybody. When I have marriage counseling, I say, do whatever you want. Jesus forgives you for everything and anything. One of the first questions they ask is always, well, does that mean I could cheat on my wife? And my answer has always been, yeah, if you want to. But let me ask you this, why? Why do you want to do it? Because I think that's a better question. It's not that you can't do it, but why is it that you want to cheat on your wife? And what I noticed that anytime when people say, well, I can't do this, like for example, promise rings and things like that, all the statistics that I've seen shows that it doesn't work. It's the same as those who do not have those things. The statistics as far as sex is concerned, before getting married, there was no real difference between Christians and non-Christians. What good is it to know what is right and wrong and not knowing what is right and wrong? I say it's the same thing, as the verse says, all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. The only thing that's going to save us from that is not perfectionism, but is faith. When my mother passed away from cancer many years ago, my brain went a little haywire for a while. I wanted to go to Vegas. We never had a lot of money, but I remember telling my wife, I said, I'm going to take all the money in the savings account and I'm going to go to Vegas. And within 5 days, I'm going to do some stuff. Forget about the world and be free to do whatever I want to do. I don't know why, it just happened. Did I want to do it? No. I just had this tremendous desire to do some sinful things. I was gonna go. I was on my way. I told my wife about that. Thankfully, my wife didn't try to stop me at all. She didn't try to stop me. What she did was she walked towards me. She gave me a great big hug and she looked at me in the eye and said, well, if this is the way you're gonna deal with your mother's death, then go ahead and go. But make sure you just come back. That's all she said. And here's the weird thing. Was I happy about that? I should have been. I'm getting a green light to cheat. But what's amazing about it is my desire to cheat and go to Vegas and doing silly things, it was gone immediately. And I was surprised by that. My theology has been right. Telling people not to do it is not the way to go. It's not perfectionism. It is faith. Believe. Take a step of faith. Right? So when it comes to sexual sins, I can't tell you what is immoral and what is not immoral, because then I'll be going against what I believe in. I can't say, oh, just be honest and don't even think about another woman. Can you imagine that? I know when I was teaching at a Christian school, the principal and a few other teachers came up to me and said, hey, I want you to sign up for this app on a computer where we get to spy on you, basically. Like we get to spy on each other. So my principal went to a certain website. I'll know which website that he went on. So we could be, as he said, accountable to one another. 3, 4 guys. And I said, no, thank you. I don't want you to see which website I'm going to go in. Because you're going to judge me. There's no way I'm going to do that. You could force yourself, do your best. obey all the rules and be as perfect as you can be, but you will fail. Not only that, it would only increase desires. Best way to do it is not to tell somebody what is right and wrong. Best way to do it is we accept you as you are. God loves you, embraces you, and by faith, all things will work out for good. That's faith, isn't it? You just have to have that trust. The Catholic Church in LA Catholic churches just paid out something like over $1 billion for priests who conducted or who committed sexual sins with minors. Over $1 billion they had to pay out. Throughout the world, the people who hold the highest standard of morality does the most disgusting things. Why? Because they come out and show themselves as morally superior. And those are the kind of people that will tell you not to think about girls. Probably because they're always thinking about girls or boys or whatever. Also in Christian church too, there has been few preachers who are very anti-gay. There was a big church in Colorado, I remember. I forget his name now. But one day he came out in front of his whole congregation. It was a mega church. And he confessed, hey, I'm a very anti-gay preacher, but I want you to know I have had gay, sex in the past. Not only that, he also confessed he was doing cocaine and a bunch of other things too. No, follow Jesus Christ, not men. It is faith. Believe. Take a step of faith. So God bless you, and I'll see you next time.